Our first summer floral will be a sweet pea. This is a loose style of watercolors, and we're going to start with a very light translucent lavender color. So using just the end of the brush and a really diluted purplish color, and putting in these floppy petals. And then while it's still wet, I'm dropping in a little bit of that yellow along the bottom of the petals where the stem will attach. I also have a Pinterest board linked in the description, and in there you'll find all the images for the summer florals. You can use those and have them on hand and refer back to them so you can see size and shape and color. So once you have your clusters that are in roughly the spot you want, you can start putting in a little green for the stems. Just keep in mind that if your petals are still wet, then to avoid touching them, unless that's the effect you want, that green will bleed into your petals when it's still wet. So with a smaller brush, I'm adding in these little curly bits. They're sort of wispy parts of that stem that are just off a few of the stem pieces. And then towards the bottom of the stem, you can start adding the leaves that are coming out, and then even some of the little lines like the veins. And then remember, if any of those lines get a little bit too saturated or dark and you want to keep it delicate, you can just use a rinsed clean brush and then sort of soften out some of those edges and pick up any extra paint. And then with a clean rinsed brush, we can go in with our darker layers. These petals are still a bit damp, so the colors are going to blend in a little bit on their own. If not, just add a little bit more water, and you can soften out the edges as well. And then I'm adding the dark shades wherever I see a shadow, and you can use one of the reference images to look back on if it helps. Adding in this second layer will really build up the shadows, and then the areas that you leave alone will be where the light is hitting your petals. You can also vary up your colors by adding a little bit more blues or more of a red undertone, purple. You can really play up the cool and warm colors but still stay in the purple range and have fun with it, play around. And then we'll do the same shadow building on the stem and leaves. So go ahead and add some more greenish layers, and then you can also darken up some areas and leave some areas light and translucent. So put in your final details and then we'll be done. Thanks for joining me. I hope you had so much fun painting along.